everybody, and welcome to another edition of Tarot with Durican. I'm Durican, and today we are going to talk about dream interpretation. One of the questions that I receive most often at Crohn's Hollow when people are looking for answers for their life and ways to interpret their subconscious is through dream interpretation. And while the tarot is one tool, one method of connecting your conscious and your subconscious mind, our dreams are vivid realities of our subconscious mind. They can tell us a lot. And so, because of this, there are a lot of books and a lot of websites out there that tell you how to interpret your dreams. And when somebody asks me, Durican, how do I interpret my dream? My answer is usually, well, you're the only one that can. The reason being, everyone's subconscious mind is specific to them. There are certain generalities and certain archetypes that we all connect to. We can discover these archetypes by studying the major arcana, but there are also 7 primary archetypes that dreams can inhabit. They're called grand dreams or great dreams. And Jung was the psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you want to call him, the individual who discovered what these 7 archetypes are. Now, before people begin arguing with me, I'm sure there are very many other archetypes that people can dream about, and I'm sure that some people will argue that there's only one type of archetype. I'm not going to argue the fine points of that with you. I just wanted to introduce you to how to interpret your dreams in a way that can be life-affirming and empowering for you. So when you begin interpreting your dreams, the first thing that you're going to need to do is to purchase a dream journal. This can be a simple notebook, a spiral bound, college ruled, wide ruled, whatever your preference is. And keep that notebook beside your bed along with a pen that is good at writing in the dark, or a pen that is easy for you to handle. I have no real suggestion on that. I have a preference for Pentel's RSVP pens, but any pen will do as long as it writes well and doesn't have a lot of skips to it. And what you'll want to do before going to bed is tell yourself, just before you lay down and start your sleep ritual, is tomorrow morning I will wake up and remember my dreams. You can use whatever verbiage you wish, as long as it contains the command, the suggestion to your subconscious mind that you will remember your dreams. So for instance, last night before I went to bed, I have a ritual of a mantra that I do using my mala beads, and the mantra is, I'm calm, I am centered, I am at peace. And I repeat these 3 phrases over and over again, 1 phrase per beat. And just before I feel myself falling asleep, I tell myself that I will remember my dreams. It's, really simple. When I wake up, I will remember my dreams. And so last night I had a dream. It's a dream that I don't usually, type of dream I don't usually have. Because I don't study Norse mythology, it was interesting that in my dream, I and a friend were on our way to Scandinavia to assist in the recovery of a statue of Heimdall. So, upon rising, the first thing I did, remembering this dream, was to write down as much detail as I could, and then I ran to my computer to look up who Heimdall was. Very interesting character, very interesting deity. I suggest that you do your own research on him. So when you are interpreting your dreams, after you've written them down, I suggest waiting a few days. The reason being, a dream that's really fresh in your mind, after writing it down, also has a tendency of affecting the way that you deal with your world that day. The main reason for that, I believe, is because dreams are one method our subconscious mind uses to solve problems. When our conscious mind cannot solve a problem or is overloaded by a problem, our subconscious will oftentimes solve the problem on its own, and then direct in a very subtle manner our subconscious mind, direct our conscious mind down paths to solve the problem. So in addition to writing down the dream, you might also want to write down what it is that's been on your mind the last few days, or what it is that's been troubling you. So to see how your subconscious mind plays with your conscious mind and the interaction between the two. It really is fascinating. I'm all about self-discovery. I believe very strongly in the Latin phrase temet nosce, know thyself. It's a philosophy that I live by as much as I can. Understanding oneself, understanding one's conscious and one's subconscious processes is something that I've spent a lot of time reflecting on and studying and learning the mechanics of, so that I can live a richer and fuller life. The tarot is one method of discovery that I use. As you already know, I use other methods such as runestones. I also use dream interpretation and omens and signs, portents that are around me in nature. For instance, there's a family of crows that live nearby me, and their presence when I go to work is always comforting to me. I hear them and I know that the day's going to be well. If I don't hear them the moment that I step outside my door, I have a tendency of being a little more cautious of my environment. If the crows are quiet, something's going on. It's kind of an instinctive feeling for me that the day is not going to be as planned. So paying attention to your environment is also very important. But back to dream interpretation. So after you've written your dream down and you've had a few days, go back and take a look at your dream. Just reading the dream will assist you in recalling it, because it's already sitting in your subconscious mind. It's already there in your memory. And read through the dream just once to make sure that you haven't missed anything. And the interpretation process begins with, what were the problems that you were facing the day or the days before you had this dream? What issues were on your mind? And they don't have to necessarily be negative issues like problems. They could also be positive issues. You have a marriage coming up, or you have a child that's going to be born soon. Whatever it is that has occupied a lot of your mental real estate in the last few days. And once you've got that, you can begin to understand how that interacted with your dream, the way that your subconscious mind gave you solutions and gave you direction. You'll also want to pay attention to the setting. Is the setting familiar, or was it different but seemed familiar? You'll want to pay attention to the people that were in it. Some people believe that all characters in our dreams are simply manifestations of ourself. I think that's a fantastic theory. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's one theory among many, and it's one theory among many that I believe in personally. I believe that the people that occupy your dreams could be interpretations of yourself. For instance, if you see your mother in your dream, it could be the part of you that you associate with your mother. If your mother is a loving, giving person, then that would be your loving, giving side. If your mother was a cranky bitch, then that is your cranky bitch side. If you have a best friend that shows up in your dream, it's the part of you that is your best friend. So I hope that makes sense. It's also possible, I believe, for people to go on what I call dream walks, wherein our subconscious mind, being freed from the limitations of the conscious world, ascends or flies or is sent to a place that all human minds, that all creatures' minds go when they sleep, and that we could very well interact with our mother or our best friend or whomever it is that we see in our dreams on a more psychic level. Now, I don't have any scientific proof for this, of course, but There is a technique in neurolinguistic programming called matching and mirroring that I think gives some credence to that particular theory of mine, in that when you match and mirror somebody, that is, you adopt the same physicality of that person. If they're sitting straight up in their chair, you sit up straight in your chair. You tilt your head the way that they're tilted, and you study them, and you integrate all of their movements into your own movement. And you do this for a moment, and then ask that person to recall something, a memory that's very strong for them. The person who's doing the matching and mirroring, just by getting into position with them, can oftentimes experience that memory themselves. Darren Brown, who is a very fantastic man, has several experiments that he's recorded on Britain's Channel 4 for demonstrating neurolinguistic programming techniques such as the matching and mirroring technique. Now, I believe Darren Brown is a very good man, and that what he does helps more than harms people like me who believe that we are psychic and who perform psychic readings such as tarot readings, in that he makes sure that we're not bullshitting ourselves. And that's a very important thing. So there was another tangent that I went off on. Look up Darren Brown. He's a really great guy. Some universal themes that Carl Jung had discussed in his dream interpretation that are called archetypes or grand dreams. I got this information from dreammoods.com. So while dreams are personal, your personal experiences often touch on universal themes and symbols. These symbols are believed to occur in every culture throughout history. Jung identifies 7 such symbols in what is referred to as the major archetypal characters. The persona. This is the image that you present to the world in your waking life. It's your public mask. The shadow is the rejected and repressed aspects of yourself. It's the part of yourself that you don't want the world to see because it's ugly or unappealing. The anima or animus is the female and male aspects of yourself. Everyone possesses both feminine and masculine qualities. In dreams, the anima appears as a highly feminized figure, while the animus appears as a hyper-masculine form. Or you may dream that you're dressed in women's clothing if you're male, or that you grow a beard if you're a female. These dream images appear depending on how well you are able to integrate those qualities within yourself. They serve as a reminder that you must learn to acknowledge or express your masculine or feminine side by being more assertive or being more emotional. The divine child is your true self in its purest form. It symbolizes your innocence, your sense of vulnerability, and your helplessness, but it also represents your aspirations and your full potential. The wise man or woman is the helper in your dreams, represented by a teacher, father, doctor, priest, or some other unknown authority figure. They serve to offer guidance and words of wisdom. They appear in your dream to steer and guide you in the right direction. The Great Mother is the nurturer. This card is actually occupied by the Empress in the Major Arcana card. The Great Mother appears in your dreams as your own mother, grandmother, or nurturing figure. She provides you with positive reassurance. Negatively, they may be depicted as a witch or old bag lady, in which case they can be associated with seduction, dominance, and death. This juxtaposition is rooted in the belief by some experts that the real mother, who is the giver of life, is also at the same time jealous of our growth away from her. The trickster, as the name implies, plays jokes to keep you from taking yourself too seriously. The trickster may appear in your dreams when you have overreach or misjudge a situation, or he could find himself in your dream when you are uncertain about a decision or about where you want to go in life. The trickster often makes you feel uncomfortable or embarrassed, sometimes mocking you or exposing you to your own vulnerabilities. He may take on subtle forms, sometimes even changing its shape. So archetypal dreams, also referred to as mythic dreams, great dreams, or grand dreams, usually occur at significant times or transitional periods in your life. They often leave you with a sense of awe or that you have learned something important about yourself. Such dreams have a cosmic quality or an element of impossibility if occurred in reality. They are often extremely vivid and stay in your mind long after you had the dream. So again, I pulled that particular little snippet from dreammoods.com. It was a very interesting read. Anyone that's interested in dream interpretation, by all means, should step into that role and begin the studies. For tarot readers, a fantastic method of interpreting your dreams is to locate within your dreams themes that go along with the tarot cards. The Major Arcana, for instance, which discusses archetypes, but there are also the archetypes that are represented in the pip cards, the cards of the four suits. So using the tarot as an interpretive tool also requires you to write down your dreams and wait a few days before you begin the interpretation so that you can locate the images without having to worry too much about it. It's already a few days in your past. So that's what I have for you today, and I would like to thank you again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do making it. Some shameless self-promotion now. I am available at Crohn's Hollow for readings from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday evenings. That's the day that I accept walk-ins. If you want to schedule a reading with me on a different day, give the store a call at 801-906-0470 to schedule an appointment outside of my regular reading time. I also wanted to let you guys know about my referral program. If you bring me 5 of your friends, so that's a party of 6, I will give you your next tarot reading for free. If you bring in a party of 10, otherwise a total of 11 people, you and 10 other people, I'll give you your reading for free, and I will also give your friends a 15% discount. So, I hope that encourages you to come on in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. And if you want to schedule a reading with me, I am available at Crohn's Hollow on Fridays from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.